This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, congratulations to Spectacular. His company, AdWizard, is on the Entrepreneur 360 list for the best privately owned companies in America. It's the second year in a row that he's made that list, and they are saying that his enterprise is worth $74.8 million right now in 2020.
I love that. Congratulations to that brother.
Drop on the clues bomb for Spectacular. Y'all laugh at him and Pretty Ricky if you want to. Spectacular out here getting that bread.
Yes,
that
he is.
And
shmoney.
he's also always trying to teach other people how to do it as well. So
He does. He absolutely does.
All right. Now, Turk talks about some things that happened in the early Cash Money days, and he was on the Off the Porch show, and he talked about him and Lil Wayne being so tight. They were the two youngest members of the Hot Boys. They did everything together. One thing that they did do together was get crabs from sisters in Houston. Here's what he said.
We caught crab from these two sisters from Houston, and we just got on a tour bus and was itching. So, bam, we went to the, Rite Aid or something, Walgreens, and bought some lice. And bam, we got to the hotel, scrub our little hair, little part, you feel me? And man, on the tower, brother, crab was literally on that polka dot. So I like, damn, so we had to cut the pubic part, bam, bam, bam. And we around and gave that to our baby mom at the time. Wayne that to Talia, and I gave it to my baby mama.
Crabs is a STD. That's a sexually throwback disease. Crabs is like the payphone of STDs, bro. Like that's the Michael Jordan throwback jersey of STDs.
I'm like, are crabs an STD? But I guess they are, because I always thought a disease is something that's like in your bloodstream, and crabs is like on your
sexually transmitted. Well, yeah, I guess you're
sexually throwback
like
disease, man. Crabs is the two-way pager of STDs. Beat me 911 of STDs. God damn it, crabs. That's so old school.
That is.
I couldn't even imagine. I can't even imagine what it's like to look down and see things crawling on you. And one of my friends, L'Oreal, used to say, if a guy shaves off all his hair, that means he has crabs. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Nope. Manscaping could just be manscaping.
Yeah, so
goodness gracious, L'Oreal.
We should think that way about women who get waxed. That doesn't even the logic makes no sense, L'Oreal.
All right. Now, Yvonne Orji had to do a sit-down interview with Molly from Insecure. Now, y'all know how I feel about Molly. When Yvonne Orji was on The Breakfast Club, I had to let her know about her character.
I thought you was an ally. Too. I was tired of Molly. I was like,
I thought you was an ally.
I understood you being mad because Issa did some really messed up things in your friendship.
Why you keep saying you?
It's not my fault that Issa's name is Issa on Insecure. Okay?
Yvonne, Molly.
I just don't think the appropriate time to ambush somebody about your friendship problems is right after a major event that they just pulled off.
Why are you acting like you talking to Molly? Relax.
I feel like Angela's about to post up, like, do something that little. I'm nervous right now.
However, I do like Yvonne Orji, and so here is what her interview with Molly sounded like.
No, I like the haircut.
Yeah.
No, I did. I actually had to cut my hair. Oh, because of you. Me? Because people were having a hard time differentiating between me and you, and I was like, "What? Snip, snip, snip." It was very extreme, but I felt like it was necessary. Wow, I didn't realize that you had to do so much to differentiate yourself from me. Can you just talk about how you feel about the Molly hate? Because they were hating me, hating you, and I was just like, "Wow, Black Twitter is activated." They had time. Black Twitter. Is that a group? Is that like the Black Panthers? Also, you weren't checking the Twitter account? They can miss me with all that hate, okay?
She had to differentiate herself and cut off her hair. People were tagging me like it was my fault. I'm not the only person that couldn't stand Molly this last season of Insecure. So, But that just means you're doing a great job when people can't stand your character and affiliate it with you. Am I right?
Now, if you slap Molly, does Yvonne Orji fight for Molly and vice versa?
Yvonne probably turns back into Yvonne if you slap Molly. Like, what the? Nah, but we would never do that. All right. Kevin Hart did an interview with Deadline, and a lot of things that he talked about, he talked about cancel culture, and he talked about being friends and supporting Ellen DeGeneres and Nick Cannon still, even though they're in the midst of this whole cancel culture. Now, according to Kevin Hart, he said, when you talk about our state of today, we're becoming comfortable with giving this cancel idea and culture the level of attention that we are. We're letting people control and dictate the start and finish of people's lives. And if we are in a time of finding any type of solution to the fight of equality and change, which seems to be a global fight now, a global fight of people being treated fairly, change, understanding, and accepting the past, but preparing for a better future, that means that we can't be in a position where we're contradicting ourselves. So he goes on to talk about his support for Nick and Ellen. He said, well, I don't lose sight of the definition of friendship. And in our business, it's one thing that people don't really hold on to. There's a lot of relationships that are fake, and there's some that are real. In my case, the ones that are real are the ones that I'm always going to be adamant about speaking on behalf of. I know the people that both of them are, and knowing the people, all I can say is my experiences with those people. That's not to take away from what other people are saying that they have had and that they have done. It's just to highlight what I'm saying I know and what I can speak on behalf of.
I mean, there has to be some sort of redemption culture, right? Especially for people who just say stupid things. Or in the case of Ellen, it's because she's labeled mean, right? That's nothing that you shouldn't be able to come back from. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. You know, I think now you have this behavior that's been called out, and what are you going to do moving forward?
And he's right about the friend thing, too, because just because if somebody's your friend, they don't stop being your friend because social media and the internet is against them for the moment. Correct. That's not how that works.
Some people will say there's no, you know, I have a lot of loyalty. Some people feel like there's no friends in this business, and it's business, and it is what it is.
Most of the business it is, but I'm sure we all have friends in this industry, but we also have business associates as well that we don't consider friends, but we still do business with them.
And I don't know about Kevin Hart and Ellen, but I mean, Ellen did come to his defense when he needed it. But as far as Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon, y'all forget Kevin Hart used to be on Wild 'N Out way back in the day before Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? So Nick Cannon was the guy that was on putting somebody like Kevin on. So they've known each other for at least 20 years. At least.
I think sometimes people also don't look at celebrities as real people with feelings also. And they just go in and you forget, like, this is a human being. And, you know, Kevin Hart said, in times like this, I know how dark it gets. I know how lonely it gets, because I know that these are times when people just turn their back on you. So for the ones that you love that are close to your heart, you just want them to have some support when it seems that there's none out there.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
They don't look at celebrities as human beings, but also they don't understand that, you know, these are real relationships. Like, these are people that you've known for 15 18 years. It just so happens that a lot of these people are on the come up now. So what you see is the celebrity, you see the finished product, but you didn't see that whole process of people, you know, growing together and evolving together. So it's just like, you think it's just some industry friend stuff, but nah, they've known each other for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And one last thing, I got to remind y'all to make sure that you are registered to vote. All right. We know how important the vote is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about Storm Over Brooklyn again, the Yusuf Hawkins story, but Spike Lee is in that movie. And in that movie, he's talking about how important it is to get out and vote. That's how we actually got our first black mayor in New York. And I think our only black mayor, David Dinkins. Ed Koch was in there. He was running for a fourth term. And Spike Lee was like, make sure you vote. That's what we can do. Get out there and vote. And David Dinkins did end up winning. And so make sure you're registered. And Levi's is teaming up with Rock the Vote to help get as many people as possible registered and ready to vote this fall. All you have to do is text Levi's to 788-683. That's how you can get registered and find out key dates and voting how-tos from Rock the Vote. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.